That is the end of the season for Ronald Acuna Jr. Talk about that as that. That was hard to watch if you are a baseball fan, if you're an Atlanta Braves fan. So for those that don't know, Ronald Acuna Jr., the reigning NL MVP, is out for the season. And we're going to play the video for you where he was trying to take third base on a throwback to the pitcher from the catcher. And unfortunately, knee tangled up, tore his
An
ACL.
aggressive secondary, and you're right. Straight down right after it.
Sorry, I'm going to mute this. I don't know why I didn't do that initially. But you can watch right here. Throw back to the pitcher, and he's going to try to go. Foot gets stuck, knee in an uncomfortable position, and that's that. And it's such a bummer because I believe that's his same
I think
knee.
it's just the opposite.
It's the opposite knee?
It's the other knee. From what? Let me double check.
Well, regardless, it's another knee injury that's knocking him out for the season. And a guy that literally is that face for the team. They got a lot of great players too. It's not just him, but that's the equivalent of losing Gunnar Henderson for the Orioles right there for their team, or an Adley Rutschman. That is a massive, massive loss for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah. Okay. And we can talk about the impact and how big this is for baseball. It is so heartbreaking as a baseball fan. I'm trying to think of how to put it. I'm so heartbroken for Ronald Acuna because people forget that the year that the Braves won the World Series, he missed the entire second half of that year with an ACL injury. Went in a brutal collision with the wall in the outfield. It was a horrible scene. Ends up missing that World Series year. Then next year pretty much is recovering. He doesn't come back till way late in the season, whatever. Comes back fully healthy last year and unanimously wins NL MVP.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's great. When he's on the field, you see how talented he is.
He's fun to watch.
He's
so
so
fun
to
watch.
I'll put this. He is, if Jorge Mateo put it together for a whole season, it's Ronald Acuna.
On steroids.
Yeah. Like it's one of those things where it's like, it's the 5-tool player where he's just insane he's got the power. He's got the speed. And it sucks as a baseball fan to see someone who's so much fun to watch go down.
And this is the part of it. It's a part of the game, right? Mm-hmm. But for a Braves team, at least there's one thing. If you are a Braves fan, there's probably not a ton in this chat, maybe the ones that will watch this video later on. They have good players. Now they have been dealing with their own set of injuries and they're trying to battle through, and the Phillies are red hot. I know people in Baltimore are going, well, the Orioles got the Yankees, the Braves got the Phillies, and the Phillies are rolling right now. And for the Braves, you're going to have to try to right the ship without your best player. Yep, like you said, they've won a World Series without Acuna Jr. Yeah. But if you can say, are they a better team without him? You can't. And for ambassadors,
they've also lost Strider.
Exactly.
This year.
So it's when we're talking about teams where it's not feeling sorry for them. Like I feel bad for the players, but MLB teams are not going, well, hey, we have our own issues with teams. You got to keep moving. And that's just the brutal part. And go ahead, Brad.
I was just going to say, selfishly, I feel like there is part of me that's like, it sucks. But as an Orioles fan, you're kind of like, man, good thing we got all this depth and this crazy amount of talent that we have on the farm, because we talked about at the beginning of the year why a lot of fans were kind of upset why this player or that player wasn't called up. But you look at how long the season is, and we've talked to Jeff Passan about this too. It's just like, it's inevitable. Players are going to get injured. It just sucks that certain ones get injured because of how impactful they are on the team. But, there's so many prospects down in Orioles farm system that they could all make an impact whenever they get called up. And, these injuries allow so much flexibility when it comes to being able to replace certain players if that time comes.
Yeah. And also, this is a great point, since we talked about it earlier. Terrible for the game. Acuna tweeted that out, that he's sorry.
Yeah.
I hope that he's okay mentally, connecting back to the earlier conversation. Yeah, everyone can say it's a blessing to be able to go out and play a professional sport for a living. It's a blessing to be as talented, but Acuna Jr. puts the work in. He's a talented player, but he works hard. Coming back from injuries takes a toll on you. I don't care how successful you are. Any adversity, any success that you had have had in your lives, dealing with tough moments is hard. And for Acuna Jr. now, it's the second time in the recent years where he's felt that he can't go out and live the dream and do what he was hoping to do. And that was be a big reason why this team goes and tries to win a World Series. And I'll tell you what, there's no guarantee. I hope for a speedy recovery. But that's the other part is a athlete in the back of your head. You're going, what if I don't come back the same way? What if this is the moment? And he's got to have to battle that. That's the hardest thing to do, is to deal with the fact that there's a chance, or at least the worst part is you are playing a game in your mind on trying to keep yourself stable. So, and that's, again, Mike, baseball is better with a healthy Acuna. A damn shame he got injured again. No doubt about it. Hope the best for Ronald Acuna Jr.